Hello everyone, my name is Katy and welcome to Greenland Quilter channel. I hope everybody's been having a great week. Uh, what I plan on doing today is we're going to do a little bit more scrappy string sewing or sewing strips together so I can create a block. And I'm a little bit, I don't know what the deal is with me today, but it's not working, but we'll trudge on through. So y'all help me through a little bit. Maybe I can get out of this weird mood I'm in. I don't know what the problem is. But anyway, let me say hello to everyone that has come into the channel. Hi, Joyce. Hello, Marin. And hello, Pat. And yeah, so that's what we have in here right now. So let me talk about a couple of things to start with, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do. Hey, Melanie. I wanted to remind everybody to make sure that you go by my community tab or the Facebook Greenland Quilter group. And if you're wanting to participate in the giveaway for New Year's Eve, make sure you get over there and fill out that form. If you don't fill out the form and I start giving away gifts on the 12-hour live and you haven't done it, then you won't be able to be part of the giveaway. So make sure you get those forms out, because right now only 11 people have signed up for the giveaway, and I'm giving away quite a bit of stuff on New Year's Eve. So please make sure you get that. And hello, Christina from Sweden. Welcome, welcome. And hey, Linda, welcome. So there's that. I am one sub away from 2,200. Can you believe it? And that's not the half of it. The other thing is I am right at the, right on the line of 100,000 views. So what do you guys think about that? I am just, thank you all. That's all I can say is thank you from the bottom of my heart. I so appreciate it. Y'all have been the rock star of my channel, and I really appreciate that. And I'm looking forward to having fun with you guys on the 12-hour New Year's live. So get ready for that. But make sure, like I said, I will keep harping about it. Get over there and fill out that form so you can be part of the giveaway, because I really am looking forward to that. Hey, Kristen. Oh, yeah. And if you're a channel, make sure that you type this in so you can share your channel link. I'm going to put the link in there. Just type 4 channels. Any channel can do this, that when you're in here, any channel, just type this, exclamation selfie, and you can share your channel link. Just don't spam the channel. So anyway, like I said, I was looking at the stats earlier today. It's unbelievable because I'm one away from 2,200. And then when you go and look at the overall stats, I'm sitting right at that 100,000 views line. So probably in the next day or so, I'll get some kind of notice from YouTube telling me that I've hit 100,000 views. So thank you so much. Y'all are, like I said, the rock star of my channel. And I appreciate every one of you for what you've done to help my channel grow. Because if it weren't for you, this channel would be nothing. So here's my plan. I'm going to show you what I'm going to start working on. We'll see how it goes. It may take me the whole time to just do the one block. I was planning on doing 2 different blocks. One would have all scrappy stuff in it, and the other one would have just some string scrap in it. But we'll see how this block is, because I'm already having difficulties with it. So I am going to just wing it to start with, and then use what I printed out as like a template to cut out the proper size, because I don't know what the problem is, but my measurements are off or something. So anyway, it doesn't matter. It's string sewing, so we're just going to go with the flow. I'm just going to change my sewing machine foot for right now and do 1/4 inch strips until I get the right amount, which is 4. I think it's 4 I need to have, and I'll show you the pattern in just a minute, because I need to sew 2 sets of 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 2 sets of 4, and they're just and they're 1.5, and I chose to do 1 3/4 strips, which were left over from other things. And so let me go ahead and show you what I'm working on. Hey Judy, welcome. All right, so here's what we're going to do today. It's in my book, this Quilt Maker's 1000 Block book, and we've talked about it a few times previously. And we're going to make this block right here using leftover scraps. So what I'm going to go ahead and do the 2 triangles here first, and then we'll make the center, which is right here, this part. And then there's a triangle down here and a half triangle on both ends, and then we'll sew all 4 pieces together. So that's what we're going to do today. And if we get finished in time, then I'll start on the block that's been assigned to us members of Donna's Handmade by Ying, because another block will be due by Saturday at noon. I haven't started on it yet, but I have plans. I know what I want to do with it. And I'll actually show you what the block is going to be. It's called the Barrister block. Check this out. This is going to be fun. It's a lot of half square triangles, but I still think it's going to be fun. And I'm going to do the 8-inch one. So you did order the book, Pat? Cool, because that means you can do what I'm going to do. Because I plan on working out of this book quite a bit. So how is everyone today, and how has your week been? Let me know how it's been. And I'm going to go ahead and start sewing these first 4 strips together. And then I'll see if I can't trim it to the same size as the half triangle that it's supposed to be. Okay, so let me go ahead and start sewing this together first. Let's hope so anyway. And it's kind of odd the way I've got it cut. I probably should have just left them long strips and then just trim them down when I got ready to do the half triangle. So anyway, we're just going to go with it. I need a leader. I always put a leader at the beginning because sometimes the thread does weird things at the beginning of a seam. I don't know why it does it. Well, look who showed up in here. She's been asleep on the bed. And I walked out of the room and she didn't even move. But she's moved now. Hey, baby, where you at? Nora. I thought I heard her come in here. Oh, she's under the table now. Okay. So let's go ahead and sew this together, the first 2 strips. I might have to go close the gate so I can keep an eye on her. She's always so nosy. All right, let's go ahead and get this sewn together. And then we're going to add 2 more shorter strips onto it. Okay. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to finger press it, and then also use my little roller, seam roller. I need to trim off this leader. Okay, so let's go ahead and do, and I'm just going to keep pressing to one, or pressing it to one direction. I'm not going to worry about what direction it's in because I don't think it's going to really matter for this. Okay, so now we've done that. Now we're going to add the next one on. Okay. So tell me how your day has been, or your week. You can either tell me about your week or your day. And how many of you are a little bit closer to being ready for the holidays? I don't know about you, but I haven't even bothered to put a tree up. I got a little mini tree I want to put up, but I got a got to figure out how I can set it up in here so you can see it. And I haven't figured out that problem yet. Maybe this coming weekend, I'll think about doing it. I just not feeling he's not here, so it's kind of, I'm just not feeling it. This is what happens when your spouse has to be gone for a couple months at a time. You're just not feeling it. And you know, I know that sounds a little sad, but yeah, I just don't want to do it. So I don't know. Every time he's been gone, I felt that way. I just don't do it. It's more fun when you can share it with someone. I don't know if anybody else feels that way or not. All right. Melanie's having surgery. I've had a crazy day last minute on getting my surgery finalized. Best of luck on your surgery. I hope everything goes okay. Do you know these seam rollers that are actually wallpaper? Yeah, I know. I saw on Amazon because I was hold on 1 minute, please. Bad puppy. Bad puppy. Sorry, guys. I can hear her doing something that she shouldn't be doing. You know how it is. You have a dog that's food driven. She gets into things when she shouldn't. All right. Let's see where I am on this. Yeah, this is not cool. Looks like I need to put one more strip on. Let's see here. Hold on a minute. I'm going to add one more piece on. What color do I want to add on there? Maybe I should take, you know what I'm going to do? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two shorter pieces off and make them all one long piece. Because I think that's what's causing me a little bit of grief. And let me see what y'all are talking about. Uh-oh, I just ripped the fabric. That's not good. All right. My book should be here tomorrow with any luck. I've read that. Are you having the triangle solid or scrappy? The corner ones will probably be solid because I have leftover half triangles. So yeah, those will be solid, but everything else will be strips. See you later, Glenda. All right, do you know? Yep, I read that one. Oh my gosh, hip replacement. I hear that that's pretty tough surgery, but I know that you will push through it and be up on your feet before you know it. Okay, I'm ripping this out because I'm just going to use some longer pieces of strips because this is not doing it for me. There is something going on with this, and I don't know what it is. I think it's because of the way I chose to do it when I should have just said, okay, we're just going to do strips and then make a template and just go with it that way. The center won't need a template because I can just sew them right onto that piece of paper, but the two triangles is what's giving me a little trouble. And I probably should have played with this block before we started the live, but I didn't have, yeah, I was out too long today. I thought I was only going to be gone a few minutes, and it turns out that I was gone 2.5 hours. All right. So what I did is I'm just pulling the two short pieces off, and I'm going to put two long pieces on. Let's see, what did I rip off? Okay. I'm just getting a couple pieces of fabric, so bear with me, guys. Just bear with me for a minute. I'm making a disaster in here is what's happening. Okay, sorry about that. All right. I'm gonna use red. Put this down here. Okay. I just have to decide how I want to do the color setup. I think I'll do it like that and put the red on the end. Or maybe I'll do purple and then the red. Okay. All right. I figured it out. All right. Let's get this done. Donna. Melanie says, Donna, I wouldn't say that myself, but it was so bad, my first one, but still hurt for a while. And PT wasn't fun to begin with, but helped tremendously. Hope the scan goes well. Hey, Donna. Welcome. All right, let me get these other two back on here. All right, I'm going to start with this light, I don't even know what color. It's like a pinkish purple. All right. Just going to sew them into on the end and then I'll trim them down. What have y'all been working on this week? What projects? If you made any new projects or anything, go share them over on my Facebook Greenland Quilter group if you don't mind. I think after the beginning, after the first of the year, I think I'm going to set up a probably bi-weekly. It'll be a bi-weekly where you guys can share your projects over on the group or on Instagram where I can go there and take them off. I don't know. Actually, it's hard to save images from Instagram for some reason. But if I can get what y'all are making on a picture, then I can share them on a live. And we can do that twice a month. You know, do it at the first part of the month and then do it again at the at say mid-month during the middle of the month. Maybe the first of the month and around the 15th of the month. And we'll share everybody's beautiful work and we'll do it on the live. Hey Mona, welcome. You know how Mona, you know how you said you were feeling a little grumpy? You're not the only one. Oh my gosh. I think it's the weather. It kind of I love the snow, don't get me wrong, but then when the wind comes it kind of train wrecks everything. And it's a little aggravating sometimes because it moves the snow and puts it in inconvenient places. All right, let's get this next strip on. And I know it looks like a mess right now, but when I trim it down, you'll see what's going on. All right. basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing 2 sets of strips, but they're going to be the same color. I decided I want them, hopefully I can do them the same color anyway. And then they're going to be cut into half square or half triangles. Get off my foot, Nora. And then what I'm going to do is do that center strip, and those will be simpler because I just cut them down to fit the strip and just sew them on the paper. And then all I'll have to do is cut 2 solid half triangles for the rest, and then we're going to sew all 4 pieces together. That's the plan. All right, we're almost there. Okay, and then I need to sew one more because it's going to be like a little cap on the end. But let me go ahead and put my roller on this so it's not being all psycho. All right. So what projects are you working on this week? Let me know. And do any of you have any goals that you want to get finished by New Year's Eve that rolls into New Year's Day? Tell me about that too. All right, I'm sewing one more on here, and then we're gonna cut this first from the template. All right. And I'm using a little bit of purple today. I'm probably the mood I'm in. Who knows? I'm kind of frustrated because we're trying to get our neighbor to pay for bills that, you know, from the damages to my sewing room, and we're having a bit of a problem with it right now. So it's got both of us a little bit feisty. And he's frustrated because he's at sea and can't do anything until he comes back home. And we've been after this for a month, you know, a year now. But I do think that when he comes home, we're definitely going to be working on getting me back into the or getting us back into the craft room, because I think that's what we're going to call it, since it'll have since we lost the window, we can actually put shelves in on extra shelves, and I can reroute things a little bit where we can have space for his Legos as well. And I think that'll be terrific since we do all of this together. Okay, so what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to put an iron on this, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Then we're going to cut it into a half triangle. Oh, I did have a long strip over here. Wow. I didn't even see that. All right. Let's get this pressed. Uh-oh, what's with the iron? Okay. And while I'm getting ready to trim this down, I figured we'd talk a little bit more about the giveaways on New Year's Eve. So it looks like we're going to have at least 8 modern maker boxes to give away. You know, and the only thing, it's not a full box because, as I told y'all before, I made a block from the fabric, so it's what's left, which is not quite a yard. So, but it's still enough for y'all to make whatever out of it. All right, let's get this up here. I got to move things around a little bit. Just cut her up here. And then we're going to cut this template down a little bit. kidding. Okay. And I'll have to do this the different way. All right. I need a long ruler. And a rotary cutter. All right, so this is what the template looks like. And this is for the two ends. What I'm going to do is go ahead and trim it down a little bit so that I can lay it right on top of the fabric or on the strips. This is supposed to be foundation paper piecing paper. This is the first time I've used this particular one. And to be honest, I don't like it at all. It's slick. So when you're trying to pick it up, it just slides like on your fingers. It doesn't have any traction on it. And I find that a little bit annoying because you don't want it moving on the fabric. Okay, get this turned around. All right. And I want it, see, I'm going to lay it like this. And I'm going to put it right here on top and line it and try to move this as far to one end as I can so I don't waste much fabric. Okay, so here's, let me show you, I'll show you when I get it trimmed, okay? All right. Let me do with the ruler. So I'm going to line everything up. Make sure there's that 1/4 inch on that outside. Pull that off. And then I'm going to move it around a little bit where I can get to the, oh, I need to move it in the other direction. Okay. So let's turn it around. And it's okay if it moves because I can reline it back up. Okay. So let's go ahead and line it up. And this might seem a little dicey doing it this way, but I was having trouble with the paper and I got frustrated because it wasn't doing what it was supposed to be doing. It was sliding around and it shouldn't have been moving. I'm used to the other foundation piecing paper where it has a little bit of, it feels a lot like fusible, but it's not fusible. And I'm used to that. So it doesn't move when you lay it on the fabric. This paper is very annoying. So we're going to do it this way so I don't get aggravated. Okay, so right now, this is the first piece of a half triangle. Hey, Lisa. Yeah, Lisa. Hey, Lisa. Okay, so this is the first piece. Now, it may not be long enough. Yeah, it's not long enough. So what I'm going to do is I still have plenty left over, but I'm going to pull this short piece off and add another piece of this purple, and then it'll take care of that part. I know that sounds like extra work, but, you know, sometimes you don't plan for things, and there's always a way to fix it. Okay, so we'll lay this one triangle out of the way. This is extra, and I'm going to go ahead and rip this off of here and add the other one onto it because I still have enough left, I think, to make the other triangle. And like I said, it's an unconventional way of doing it, but it's okay. I probably would have been better off to just use printer paper for doing the string piecing, because this paper definitely sucks. And I don't mind saying that. So, no, let's see here. Pat says, at this point, my only goal is to get my sewing room cleaned and reorganized and get the other room set up for my new long arm when it gets here. Oh, congratulations on a long arm. I'm so happy for you. Hey, Frank. Welcome, welcome. Melanie says, that's right. You're getting a new baby. Congratulations. What's the model? Lisa says, hey, Katie and everyone. I can't stay, but I will pay the rent. Thank you. So what are y'all working on? Or are you just chilling tonight? Okay, I've got this ripped out and we're going to add the other on it, but I need to pick out this thread because I don't want to leave it on here. There is something on my martail. Oh my gosh, I wonder what that is. Hardly use the darn thing. All right, set that aside. Get this sewn on here. All right, let's get this other one sewn on. And then we should be able to get it all put together. Hang on a minute, I need to do something before I sew that on. I need to finish a couple seams. All right, let's get this first one fixed. I didn't sew it all the way down because I didn't think I needed it, but now I do need it. Okay, let's get this one done first. Take all of a hot minute here. All right. Then we're going to sew this one all the way down so it's not running loose. So I was trying to talk about the giveaway. So like I said, there'll be 8. I'm probably going to add maybe another additional fat quarter into each one of them, like a little added gift. And then of course there's the gift cards. I'm a little concerned that maybe I should add a couple more, but we'll see if we can swing it or not. I'm thinking maybe I should put another one in, at least one more. That way there's, those who, because there might be, I know that there's a couple of members that's going to attend the live who are not sewers. And if their name gets drawn, they may opt for just getting a card. But they have been supporting the channel and coming to watch the lives, and I really appreciate that. And don't forget, if you have a channel, type the exclamation and the word selfie. There's no space between the exclamation mark and the word selfie. So make sure you type that in there so that you can share your channel address. And then if you guys are not a member of the ones sharing their channels, go over there and share a little love and subscribe and watch a video or two and make sure you like them and drop a comment and say, hello, you've been there, and tell them where you're from, or, make some comment, because the commenting, the engagement does help our channel quite a bit. More than you think. I've been thinking about what I could talk about. Also, I posted a link on the Living Greenland Facebook group in case you haven't seen it. There's a new video that's been put out that has to do with the Inuits and their relationship with polar bears. And it's a very interesting video. So go over to the Living Greenland Facebook group, not the page, the Facebook group. And I need to share the link in the on the page too, but I haven't done it yet. So, but go over there and watch the video and you'll find it very interesting. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. And I know I've said that about 1 billion times already. All right. Let's get this one on here and we're going to trim it also. And I'll have part of this block already made. So I'm lining up the line to make sure that I'm cutting it straight. And see, these will be leftover pieces I can use for something else. Okay. Now we're going to turn it around so that I can trim it up from the other side. Okay. Hold on a minute. I have to make sure it's lined right. It's kind of, this paper is really annoying a little bit because it keeps moving. It's like it's slick or something. And I'm going to pin it down here so it doesn't move, because it's kind of aggravating me just a little bit. All right. Now we'll get on with it. All right. Okay, now we have these two done. Let me make sure they're looking okay. All right. So now we have two of these. Now the next step is we have to take, and this is narrow and long. And what it's going to do is when we do the strings on it, let me see if I can show you what it's supposed to look like. You're going to have, I think it's kind of odd that, yeah. So what's going to happen is when we get the center strip done and you sew it on these triangles, you're going to still have to cap it off with more triangles, but you'll do a triangle on each end. Okay, so let me move these out of the way and we'll go ahead and make the string. So I'm just going to pick up some pieces. Let's see here, didn't use that one. Yellow and purple. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew these strips together, and then I will cut them. Let's see if I have to decide how to do this, because they need to go in this direction down the paper. Okay, yeah, so I can cut this. So I'll just go ahead and sew these, and then I know what the width is of this, and I'll just continue on. I hope I'm not confusing anyone. Hello, Michelle. Hey, Cherry. Hey, if you want to jump on, I can send you if any of you want to jump on to the Zoom to come on to the live, tell me in the chat and I'll send you the Zoom link. Or you can go over to the community cat. Well, no, some of you wouldn't be able to see it. But if you want to come on to the Zoom, let me know and I'll figure out how to get you the link. All right, let me see. What did I miss? Sorry, it is late here and early morning tomorrow, so I'll watch you tomorrow. Okay, Christina. Have a good night. So how's the weather in Florida, Frank? Is it really cold yet? Or is it still the garden spot? I love when if you're a Star Trek fan, then you'll know this little saying. Chekhov said, "Why, Captain, it's the garden spot." Talking about City Alpha something. Very cold here in North Carolina. Frank says cold enough, Katy. I take it you're not too amused by the cold weather. When I last looked, it was 24 here. Let me see what it is now. 23 degrees right now. But I heard the wind blowing outside, which means that's going to bring not such cool weather, I don't think. I want the wind to stay away. I don't mind the cold as long as the wind doesn't come. Of course, it'll cool the house off again if it did come. Or this end of the house anyway. All right, let me get this pressed open. I'm just going to use the iron. Frank, have you been making anything new? Has anyone finished a quilt or a quilt top? What y'all been working on? Okay, now how was I planning to do this? Okay, so we're going to put the turquoise on this side. And I'm thinking I want to put this red, or this is not exactly red, it's more like a maroon on the other side with the yellow. That's what I think I'm going to do. That way we have a little bit of variation of color. Hey there, Lewis Farm. Welcome, welcome. Oh no. I'll send you an email, Lewis Farm. Someone just said they filled out the form. Okay, Pat. Yep, make sure you get those forms filled out if you want to be part of the giveaway. You make sure you're subscribed as well, because you have to be subscribed to participate. And the form has to be done. And if anybody didn't hear if you weren't here last time when I explained the reason why you have to do the form, is because people don't answer emails or messages, and I am absolutely not going to chase you down to give you something. So the form is the best way to do it. That way I already have all your information. And if you're a winner, if you win a box of fabric, then I can go ahead and just put it in the mail after New Year's Day. If it's a gift card, then I can go and buy the gift card, and it can be electronically emailed to you so that you can go and spend the money. I just don't want to wait for people to get back to me, and by doing the form, that's how it gets done. Okay, so we got a third strip on. I'm going to take it over to the iron real quick and do another press. Back over here. Ah, that's hot. Now what I'm going to do, and this needs pressing, is I'm going to add this other color on the other side. All right, let's get it over here on the, let me see. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it over here on this yellow side. It'll make it interesting looking. It may not look like much this way, but it'll be fine. So this is going to be the color ratios I'm using. I didn't pre-plan them. I just pulled some out of my leftovers, and that's what we're going with. And this is all batiks, by the way. It's not any cotton in there. Well, it's cotton, but you know what I mean. I'm not using regular plain cotton. Okay. All right. We're going to press this one, and then I'm going to bring out the cutting board again, and then we're going to cut it to what it needs to be for this size. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me get this a straight line set on here first. Line it up where I can get a straight line. Okay. All right. I can't tell you the measurements for, obvious reasons. But if you buy the book, then you'll know. And you may end up doing this different than the way I did. This is definitely going to be interesting. Because that strip is too wide. That piece of paper I cut is supposed to be this wide. Okay? All right. So, but I know the length is correct, so at least I'll know how many of these I'm going to need. Probably 2.5. More than likely. No, I just need to add one more piece on here, it looks like. Okay. I know what I'll do. Let's sew those two pieces together. And then I can add another turquoise on the end of it. All right, set that aside. Let's sew these two pieces together first. Squirrely Quilter. Do you have a first name that I can call you? Hey there, Liana, or Leanna, I'm sorry. Looks like some people are having a not so good day today. I hope everybody gets to feeling better. Those of you experiencing um, problems. I need to trim this. I need a straight edge. All right. This is kind of teasing me. Right. Okay, let's get this piece sewn on, and then I'll measure it to make sure it's the length it needs to be. All right. Look through quilting magazines and chat when you feel up to it. That's a good idea, actually. Watch movies, watch videos, whatever you can do that keeps you comfortable, or at least halfway comfortable anyway. All right. I'm going to press this. Okay, so now I need to measure this and make sure that it's the length it's supposed to be. All right, I need a longer ruler. So we can use this one. Let's see how long this is. Okay, it's pretty long. I must have did something wrong here. I did do something wrong. Hold on a minute, you guys. I gotta figure this out. I may not have needed all that I put on here. See, this is not going the way I wanted it to go. I didn't need to add that other piece on. Oh my gosh. I must be crazy today. All right. So let's see what we can do about this. I just have to figure out where to put it at. I'm sorry it's taking me a hot minute here. All right. I need to do it this long. Okay, this will work. This bit, I hope this is right. Because these are off, these seem a lot. There's something wrong here. Okay, I'm not gonna cut it. All right, let me see what's going on here. Maybe just me over whatever, because angles always tease me anyway. Looks like I'm, this is so funny. My goodness. Okay. I'm going to sew this on and then we'll figure out what size. I'm thinking that there is something wrong here. See what's going on? Here, let me show you what's going on. Maybe between all of us, we can figure out what it is I did wrong and how I can improvise. Okay. I'm using the design board because at least the fabric will stick to the board and it won't fall off, and it will fall off that martelli. So you'll see what you're probably going to see. You may be able to point out what it is I did wrong, because it looks like my measurements are off. Because there's supposed to be two half triangles that's going to go on the cap on this end over here, on these two ends down here. So maybe I don't know what I'm going to do about that. What's y'all's thoughts on this? Let me see what y'all think about this. What can I do to fix it? Go ahead and sew it together and then figure out the end on the two ends. What's y'all's thoughts? Hey, yeah, Liana, it's good to see you. Because we're going to have an issue down here on the end. Maybe the triangle is going to have to be smaller. It looks good. Put a scrap piece on it. So add another piece on the end down here. It's not going to line up like it's supposed to be. I did something wrong. Okay. All right. Okay. Or I could trim down actually is what I could do. Yeah, I could trim it down. I just need to find the center of everything. So let's do that. If I find the center, then I can line everything up. And then we can worry about the two ends that's not matching right. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Don't worry about a triangle, just sew it and trim it. Good idea. Yeah, trim it down and then it'll work fine. Because the idea is to make this scrappy anyway. All right, let's find the center of this one. Which just happens to be right where that turquoise is at. Okay, and then we'll line this side up first. And we'll get that sewn on. Thank you for y'all's help. What's taking who so long? Been cold here as well, says Michelle. And my bus doors are possessed. I hope they get them fixed. Oh yeah. How many of I think I told you guys that Thomas is Thomas got a job. Did I tell everybody that, or is this the first you've heard it? Let me know if I've already said this before about him getting a job. I have an update on how it's going if I've already told you. I am so proud of him. He's doing so good and he likes his job already and looks like he's making a couple of friends. He's been working now 4 days. Today's day number 4. I haven't talked to him tonight yet, so I'll probably talk to him after the live. There's a couple of guys that's on the crew that are gamers, which is, he said one was around his age and that one was younger than one was older. The only obstacle we now have to figure out is childcare when the kids get out for winter break. I don't know. I'm hoping that most of it can be done at Impact because that's where Blaze goes after school. It's called, this place he's at is called Impact. And so far he's liking it. And I love the fact that they make sure the kids are fed before they send them home. So they get a hot meal before they leave. All right, we're going to sew this one side on first. And then we're going to sew this on. And I'm going to take it over to the iron and press it. And then I'll show it to you and then we'll sew the other side on. The triangles will be smaller. Yep, that's what I'm thinking. Or either we just trim it down one of the two. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is find the center again so that I can line this other one up, which we know is the middle of the turquoise. I'll stick a pin in there so I can see it because the dark teases me a little bit with my eyes. Find the center of this one. Hi, June H. I'm hoping they get that Christmas tree put up this weekend, when so that they can get into the Christmas spirit. I haven't decided what I'm going to buy Blaze yet. I definitely want to get him a couple sets of advanced Legos, but I'm also thinking about, there's a subscription that you can sign children up to that has to do, it's like a STEM, which is STEM means science, technology. I guess the E means education maybe, and mathematics is the M part of it, I think. And there is a subscription that you can sign up for that's like it's toys, but it's toys that you make based on science, technology, and different things. I saw it on uh, I watch a homestead called Good Simple Living, and she homeschools her kids, and they're in the subscription. And she was showing some of what they do, and it's oriented so that it's a learning tool at the same time as they're playing. It's very interesting. I just need to find out. I don't know the exact name of it. I've got to go look it up on her YouTube channel. Go look into it, see what the price is per month. Judy says, finish clue 5 and it's not right. I'm living with it. Clue 5 of what? Hey, Crystal Dragon. Welcome, welcome. If you have a channel, you can type in the word, type exclamation mark selfie. It's all one word, and you can share your channel. Anyone who is in here that has a channel, you're invited to share. Okay, we got the other side on now. Now let's press it and then I'll let you look at it. Okay. Yeah, they do. They also make something where you can put computer things and everything on it. Definitely need triangles on the end. What do y'all think? I think I have to figure out what size triangles there needs to be there. Here, let me put it on the design board where you can see it. Or either I trim down one. See down here on these two ends? One of my grants has a subscription for STEM projects, and I loved getting them every other month. Sometimes needs parental help. Yeah. Do you know the name of it, Melanie? Because I want something that Blaze can build his because he's a lot like Thomas in that he's excelling in mathematics. He has a 95% in his mathematics at the school. And he also can game like no tomorrow. Put the triangles on and then trim them down if needed. Okay. All right. Now, what color do I want to use for the other end? Maybe the same color purple, huh? Or I could just do whatever. Yeah, let's just do whatever. I have to decide. Let's see what I can find that's big enough to make a triangle. Actually, I had some triangles laying around here. Oh, yeah, I do, right here. See, I have some leftover triangles. So just sew it on the end and then, oh my gosh, my brain is like, don't know how to do this. Okay, I think I know what to do now. Sew here, Can I do the same thing at the other end? Pick it up right there at that corner? Yes, I can. Okay, let's hope for the best here, because this is me improvising. All right, let me show you what I'm going to do. I'll put it on the board so you can see what I'm going to do. Make sure before I go sewing something, because if you don't think it's going to work, then I'll try something else. All right, but I need to pin it so it don't fall off. Okay, let's get you on here. Okay, I think I want to line them up right here, and then sew the seam across. Trim, put the 1/4 inch trim on here and flip it. What do you think? Just sew a piece of fabric, just sew a piece of fabric and trim down like doing foundation paper piecing. Joy, right. Check mark. Okay. Okay. They are in California 2 hours. Well, he's in Georgia. So just let me know. You can drop I don't know, however you want to contact me. Okay. Yo, you guys okay with me doing it like this? When making scrappy patches, I just use a piece, then trim as needed. Okay. I had already these leftovers from something else. Don't trim, do an oversized triangle and then trim. Okay, gotcha. Uh-oh, that one had a pin in it. All right, let's get this on here. I just need to make sure that I have this centered right. Hey, Donna from Dragonflies. Good to see you. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing down here. Line them up with that corner where those two purples go to the corner. And do the same thing. And we hope for the best here. Okay. Now I'm going to press it to start with to have a look at it. Oh, wow, it completely cut off that turquoise. Okay, I'm going to put the 1/4 inch. Well, let me show it to you first, okay? Hang on a minute. So now I need to trim it down. So instead of just doing a tiny corner, you're doing a large section. Interesting. Yeah. because I'm going to lose this much on the end of it right here. But it should be okay. I mean, remember, I'm still learning here. Wait, what did Sherry say? Sherry, what did you say? I didn't see what you said. Don't trim, do an oversized triangle and then trim. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens. All right. Now then, we have to line everything up, which means I need a straight line here. I'm going to make two straight lines where I can make sure that when I'm trimming down, it's doing what it's supposed to. So I'm using a diagonal and a straight line here, and that should work. So we're trimming off one side. Now I have one side that's trimmed down. Now then, let's do the same thing. Get this lined up on this martelli. And then I'm going to use two different straight lines to make sure I have that done right. A diagonal along with matching this outer line. Okay, so we're doing that side now. And we can do the same thing, I hope. There's the diagonal. Okay, everything looks straight. Now let's do the same thing on this side. And then I may have to still trim yet again, maybe. I don't know yet. I just want to make sure, because I still have to measure the dimensions of this block. But everything looks lined up. Okay. Even though I had a mess up here, what do you guys think? You could move it down. Okay, what do y'all think about this? Should I do some more trimming on it or leave it alone? Similar to Quilt as you go, but I always put the back in whatever batting I am using. It looks great though. I just never done it that way with a really large piece. Me neither. This is the first time doing it like that, improvising, but I made a mistake. So instead of giving up, this is what it came up with. So all y'all happy with how it looks? Joy says, leave it. Everybody's saying, leave it alone. Looks great. All right. So this is my Scrappy block. Yeah, leave it alone. It looks awesome. Okay. Okay. What time is it? Let me see what time it is. See if we have time to do something else. Michelle says she loves it. Do you, Melanie says. This is the first time where I've made a big boot. Well, the instructions in the book are not exactly clear. You're looking at pictures and it's telling you dimensions, but it's not exactly telling you the layout of this part here. And so it kind of threw me off. And because I'm angle challenged, that's I think what made me make the mistake. But it wasn't a big mistake. I don't think it was. I just wasn't exactly sure what I was doing. But it came out really good. I'm happy with it. So there it is. Okay, now I have made a big mess over here. Well, I learned a lot from doing this though. On maybe next time I'll play with the block first, and in case I run into a problem like this again. I did do it, Sherry. Instructions. What are the things? What are such things as instruction when making scrappy blocks? Haha, you are so right on that. You are so right. So I ended up with quite a bit of still leftover scraps. I mean, a lot actually. And I just happen to have these came from something else. Oops. Oh, it came off these half triangles that you saw me use. Those came off as they were leftovers from something else I had been working on. And I don't throw triangles away. I reuse them if I can. So I still have some more of these, and I have some turquoise that are same size, I think. But yeah, I had, look, still had quite a bit of this left over too. Make another block with what you have left. That's a good idea. Because I definitely have some left. Let me see what I could do about some of this. Okay. Let me pull these two short pieces off right here, and then I'll still have these two left to mess with. Okay. And I better move that. And now actually even has some small pieces here that can be used for, now I don't think these are usable. They're awful small. They look like they're 1/2 inch. So by the time you sew something on them, there's nothing left. So I'll use those for enders and leaders. But these two pieces I can probably use on something else. They're big enough to add on a crumb, as a crumb. Scrappy blocks do not have to match another block. That's right, they don't. You are so right, because when I get done making all these scrappy blocks as I'm going along with them, eventually I'll have enough to make a quilt top. And when I do, y'all are going to be on a live when I do it to watch me do it. Scrappy blocks do not have to match another block. You just sew them together. That's right. Y'all like the colors? Thank you for coming and sticking it out with me and watching. Yeah, I'm feeling my attitude's a little bit better now too. You probably noticed. I don't know why I felt so grumpy before the live. I went to the store, and yeah, sometimes going to the store does that too. But I think I was already grumpy before I went to the store. I've not been sleeping good, and when I do sleep, I don't feel like I'm getting rest, which means I'm probably having bad dreams. Only I'm not waking up in them, so I'm not aware of it. Usually I'll wake up if it's a really bad one. Or it could just be the weather teasing me. When I walked out the door today, it was black. The sky was black, not as in darkness black, black like it was going to be either raining or we are going to get a boatload of snow one, because they were the darkest I think I've seen them in a long time. All right, what I'm going to do is go ahead and sew these two because these are 1.5 inch strips. In case you know, actually I measured them, and it turns out they were 1 3/4 of an inch. I don't know why the odd size, but that's what they were. And yeah, All of these are like that. They were left over from something I was making. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sew these two together first. And then we'll see about making another block. When it comes to Scrappy and crumb block colors, you really do not have to match, nor does the direction have to match. That's true. You know, this might turn out to be my quilt of many colors. See, some of you have heard me say that I want to make a quilt that has 100 colors in it. And I know with a Scrappy quilt you could do that. But you can also do it organized if you wanted to, but I don't have a pattern in my head of what I want it to look like if I used 100 colors. I just want it to be in your face. Like, see me, you know? So what I'm going to do is sew these strips together and then figure out what to do with, I think I still have, yeah, we need to sew these together first. And then I'll get some more, make some more colors to add to it. See, I still have some pieces left there. And we'll just make another one. Katy, are you making more of the same block? I do have something in mind. Let me show you something and see what y'all, remember I showed you earlier, if you were here earlier, that the block is for Donna, that, you know, as a member that we're making. What did I do with it? Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Okay, this is that block. I was thinking about, you see these bigger blocks here? I was thinking about taking one side of the half square triangle and doing that in a Scrappy. And then the other end would just be a solid. So it would just be one end where you had the string blocks or a crumb block. I was thinking about doing that. Yeah, the weather's been really, I don't know. I got up grumpy and my mojo's kind of being messed with. Do you think I should make another block or do some different block? What's your thoughts on that? I definitely want to finish sewing these strips together so I can use them for something. Sew them together. Scrappy blocks do not have to match another block. Sew them together. Love it, leave it. Yep. Because see, I have, this is, look at the end of this one. You see what happened? But I can take that off and then modify it if I want to. Or trim it down. I actually could trim it down to a smaller half triangle. This one, on the other hand, I'll just take them apart and just reuse the pieces in a different way. Or I could leave them like this and cut them on a diagonal. Actually, I could do that. That's right. Cut them on a diagonal and reuse them as a crumb block. Pat says sew them together. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. Because we still have quite a bit of leftover pieces here. You know, I think I'm gonna have to buy a new table for my sewing machine. There's something wrong with one side of it. It keeps the leg keeps getting loose on it. And we got this one. All right, let me see what I had to work with here. Okay. You have another piece up here. Oh, yeah, well, that's coming off. Okay. And I think I'm gonna take this tip off of this one. So it's not there. Because by the time you sew on it, there will be nothing left. I don't know, maybe. There might be a little bit left on it. But I think it'll end up getting eat up in a seam. You can just leave them and sew them into a block. Okay, that's what I'm about to do. I'm just getting these little itty bitty pieces off because they're just a waste anyway. All right. Just leave it. Okay, you guys, I heard you. All right, let's see what I can do with these. Let me see here. Let's sew. Put this one on this side to start with. Oh, I saw the love motor block. You see all of them behind me hanging up on my mandala? Y'all probably think, what is wrong with her? She has too many love blocks. It's from me messing with color, with cotton, because all of them, except for one, is cotton. The one over here on the far left at the top, that's, but no, wait. There's two batiks. There's this one over here, and there's a batik over there. The rest of them are cotton. I thought about, I'm kind of just been messing around making this block because I really like it for one thing. And number two, I think I'm going to put them on the back of the grandkids' block of quilts. Katie, are you doing the whole quilt? No. The whole quilt of what? You mean of this? These scrap blocks will eventually come together, yes. Just not right now. I've been working on scrappy things for a while. That happens when you're doing scrappy. Yes, it does. You have an entire block done. Just take the pieces you have sewn together on one side, and then you have a triangle for the other side. You're right. Where did I put that? Here's one of them. Where's the other one at? Oh, yeah, this one was smaller. Yeah, there was only one piece of this. I don't know why I have one of these left. Hmm. I also thought, why not make a love block where it's a bunch of blocks with love on it? You know, make a like a mini quilt and do the love block in different colors and then sew them all together as one mini quilt. But I don't know if that would be oh, strips of, oh yeah, right here. You're right. They're big enough for a triangle, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let me cut them into triangles. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. They're a little bit, I might add another strip. Actually, I have a strip right here I could add to it. And then it would be big enough for this. That's what I should do with it. Add 2 more on here. Since I already got them sewn. I'm just pressing the strips. It does not have to be a triangle, just sew them onto already existing triangle you have. Yep. All right. Okay, what did I? Oh, there it is. Oh, darn it. maybe I could put this in here first to break up the color a little bit. And then, yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna break the color up just a tad. I think I know what I'm gonna do now. Let's do it with this one first. I'm gonna put this dark purple on here first so I can break the color just a little away from this other so that when I lay it parallel, it won't be sitting on top of each other. Okay, so I think that's actually a good idea to do it like that. Okay, let's try doing that as soon as I get things laying right anyway. The reason I turn this up where I can see the seams is so I didn't accidentally sew one in the wrong direction. Because sometimes that happens. You get a seam that's not supposed, that didn't stay laid down. So I'm not pinning it right now. Okay. Okay. Now then, set this aside for just a minute so I can get this where I need it to be. Now let's sew this on here next. When a seam does that for me, I just say, well, fine, be that way. Yeah, I don't go back and rip it out, but it does annoy me when I see it do that. Because I don't see the point in ripping it out. Okay, now we're going to turn this one. And then I'm going to take this piece, which needs pressing. And we're going to put it on this end. Uh-oh. It moved. Nora, what are you doing? trim this off first. That way I don't have to deal with it. Hopefully I don't regret doing that. Okay. Just trim this other side off. Ah, see, there's one that went over. But I can turn it over here. Okay. Let's turn this one or trim it, and then I'm going to press it, and then we'll see where we go from there. All right. Okay, here's where we are on this. Hey, Zaza. Yeah, I use this one a lot. The hand problem that I'm having is with my left hand. It's my right hand's my dominant, but I actually use my left hand a lot for. I'm kind of like ambidextrous a little bit, actually a lot. But I don't know what I've done to my left hand, but it hurts all the time, especially right through here, right in here. And when I squeeze my fist like this, right in this area feels very weird, and it hurts a little bit. So I don't know what's going on. I don't see any swelling or any weird shapes to my fingers or anything, but there's a tightness here, and pain will run all the way up my arm sometimes, especially if I pick up something too heavy. Okay, now I've got to think about what to do about this side. Let me see here. This is not quite long enough. Maybe I could add on to each side of it. Oh no. Let me see what I can figure out. That's interesting. Let me sew these two pieces together and see what happens with that. All right. Yeah. Let me sew this one side on here. And then we'll go from there. Okay. I just need to make sure I pin it right or get it on here right. Are you guys enjoying this? I intend on having more scrappy lives for sure, because I have plenty of scraps to make stuff. So I thought that I would really like twice a month do a live that has to do with make, especially after the first of the year. Let me broach this. Oh, and let's talk about that poll too. I thought about next year, 2 times a month, doing one live twice a month. So that would be 2 lives, actually. Sorry, in case that sounded confusing. And exclusively make scrappy stuff with leftover scraps. Well, that didn't exactly come out the way I was hoping it would come out. What did I do wrong? Maybe I sewed the wrong side on. See? But I'm not going to take it apart. I think I'm just going to modify it. Let me see what I could come up with for modifying it. Then maybe I can add it on to that one side after I've modified it. Let's see what we can come up with. We'll put, is this long enough? Yep, that's long enough. Hold it up. Here, let me turn it around. There we go. Just sew a strip to the other side. Okay. At some point I want to put some yellow in here because I haven't put any yellow in this block yet. Yellow, yellow, mellow yellow. Y'all remember when there was a soft drink called Mellow Yellow? Do they even make that anymore? As far as I know, I never see it anywhere. Okay, first we got to trim off this stuff. We're going to press it with the seam roller. And figure out what to do with this other side. Yeah, I know. You're just telling me, aren't you? You're just going to have to wait. I am doing something, Missy. Looky here, I'm breaking out the yellow. And it's wavy. Wow, it's really uneven on one side. This must have been left over from something. But we will improvise. Walmart still sells Mellow Yellow. Oh, interesting. Just hard to find. I wondered if they still made it or not, because isn't that made by Coca-Cola? Because Pepsi Company makes Mountain Dew, right? Or do I have that backwards? This is probably going to be a bad thing right here. We'll find out in a minute. Oh, It supports drag racing. Ah, yes, Pepsi makes Mountain Dew and Coke makes Mellow Yellow. There used to be a song. I can't remember the song, but I want to say the song was actually called Mellow Yellow. But for some reason, I also think that might be a Beatles song too. Mellow Yellow to the rescue was the advertisement, I think, when they were first advertising Mellow Yellow. Mellow Yellow, I thought you were talking about the song. Well, there is a Mellow Yellow song, but there's also, when they were advertising the drink Mellow Yellow, it was like Mellow Yellow to the rescue or something like that. Or do I have that wrong? All right, now what to do with this? I need to add some more on that so I can make like a triangle that'll fit on here. Because if I can get this corner down here into where it turns into a square, so it basically needs a half triangle, huh? What do y'all think? If I can get the strips big enough to make a another half triangle that I can add onto that end. I'm just mad about saffron. What happened about saffron? Are they not going to make saffron anymore? I haven't heard. Yeah, y'all got to give me the scoop because I don't know anything about what's going on. All right. I'm just mad about saffron. Hey, Lori. All right. Now let me see what I can figure out to do with this one. We're getting close. Okay. Once in a while, I laugh at myself. I get my hair caught in a piece I am sewing in it. Oh, is that you keep seeing my hair flying everywhere, don't you? I can see that the rotary cutter rolling right now. Mine, if I weren't. Thank you for the good laugh. It's definitely down in there. You see that? I must have been crazy taking my hair down today. It's been in a two braids for the last, I don't know, several weeks. I wash it, put it back in the braid. Wash it, put it back in the braid. You just made my day. You made me laugh. All right, let's see what this is going to look like. Because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep adding on it until I get the right height. And then I can make another triangle to go on the end of that other side. I'm hoping that's what I'm looking to do while still making it really scrappy. All right. Okay, now what to do about this other end? Hmm. Have y'all been cringing thinking I was going to catch my hair in the roller or in this or this one? You know what I find interesting? Did you see all this light here? That's from when I had my hair. I tried to bleach it a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. And that's 2 years ago that I did that. It's whenever we went to Denmark last time. That's when I did it. I think it was when I went to Fano, actually. See here. What can we do with this? That's not long enough. I need something long enough to go across there to start with. Because I have a gap right here. So I need to fix the gap, I guess. We can't use this just yet. Nope, I don't want to do it like that either. This might work. Then I can add the other piece on if I want to. I wish I could French braid my own hair too, Lori. I just can't do it. I have tried and tried, even if I did it like, using two and French braid down, I just can't manage to get it, my fingers to do what it's supposed to do. And this is the longest my hair's been in a really long time. Since my church days, anyway. During my church days, it was this long. Because we weren't allowed to cut our hair. All right, let's trim this again. I'm just going to leave a little bit of a tail on here because I have learned sometimes when you go and cut it and there's an angle involved, you wish you hadn't done it. All right. Okay, now I got this done this way. Okay, now let's run this way, or should we put it on this side? If I turn it around, let's put that on there first. The longer it gets, the more I want to keep it up because I don't like sleeping with this running loose. Because then when I wake up in the morning, it's a hot mess. And just because I'm sitting here and it's touching the chair, when I go to run a brush in it later, there'll be knots in it. I haven't used this color yet, so hopefully this won't look like it's not supposed to be here. What is it, girl? What is it? Yeah, I know what you want. Soon, baby, soon. We're getting close to finishing this block. I know, baby girl, I know. Mommy's I'm neglecting you. I know. She's not neglecting you guys. She just thinks she is. There might be enough height on here now to get that triangle I'm looking for. This is going to be a really big block. All right, let's have a look at this block. See what we can. Not quite enough. Well, you know what? I know how to fix that. Hang on a minute. Let me see here. Everybody still there? Or is my live running into someone else's? Kind of lost track of time. What time it is? Uh-oh. Oh, I've only been on here a little over 2 hours. Not too bad. Thought I was more like 3 hours. I started at 7:30, so it's 9:40 now. So yeah, 2 hours and a few minutes. Oh crap. Looks like I need to be changing me some rotary cutter blades. Dang it. This is the second. I switched to another one because the other one was dull. And here I am with another one. It looks like it's right in the same spot the other one was in. Okay. Now, let's see what we got. Okay. And I think we've got a seam that's going to run into each other. From the looks of it. Yep. So what to do about this? Because one of these seams needs to be going the other direction if it's going to be that close. Unless I can move it over just a tad. Which I could, I think. Or move it over the other way. No, I don't want to do that. Let's put you right there. Y'all still there? Because it looks like there's no activity in the chat. Oh, I missed some of what was being said. Okay, got it. That's so weird. Because the chat wasn't moving to start with. Probably because I had, there we go. Okay, we're getting close over here to trim it. All right, let me press it first. Nora. Get in there. Come here. Come. Come. Come here, Nora. Come. Now here comes the fun part. Cutting it back down again. This is going to be very odd, but I'll figure it out here in a minute. Okay. What do y'all think? Glory, I love pirates. Crystal is still in the dark. It is still in the dark. Oh. It is different riding a roller coaster in the dark unless they changed it. What roller coaster are y'all talking about? What do y'all think? Could be this way. Could be this way. Space Mountain's always been the dark as far as I know. but I no longer can ride space. I can't ride any roller coasters anymore. Last time I got on one, I regretted it big time. When you have PTSD, I guess you can't do stuff like that anymore. Because it freaked me out. Okay. So we'll revisit this one again. This was the first block. And this is the second block. It's just randomly made out of pieces. Okay. So on Saturday, for the live, I am probably going to, I don't know, I haven't made a exact decision on what I'm going to do Saturday night, but I'll either make some more random blocks, just, you know, like tutorial style, you know, pick a block out of the book. It won't be scrappy, because like I said, I'm thinking I want to do Scrappy Blocks twice a month. So I'll either pick a block to make. I also I really didn't want to take my Cotton Cuts Advent box and do it on a live, because I wanted to do pre-records, because they're just easier to do that, because I'm going to be making 31 blocks from those 31 pieces of fabric. And then on New Year's Eve, I'm going to sew them all together. So I was thinking I was just going to do it more in a pre-record with a bit of a tutorial, like a short tutorial on how to make a simple block. But I had a couple of things in this book that I saw that I thought might be interesting for everybody. So let me show you a couple of them, because I wasn't really thinking about starting a new project for, you know, that y'all, so I don't know how busy you guys are, but there's a couple blocks in this book that we could turn into like a mini sew along, where you could just make 1 or 2 blocks a month. And then when we get enough blocks over a few months, we could sew them together on a longer live, like after a few months of messing around. But I wanted to show you these 2 quilt blocks, because I felt like they're simple enough that you don't have to think too much, and you could just go with the flow. But I'll show you this one. I'm not sure how I might could modify it so that I make up my own measurements, where I don't get in trouble for sharing measurements. But there's this one. We could make like a throw size quilt from that. But or we could just discuss it, and I'll make a couple. I thought I'd make a couple of the blocks so you could have a look at it, and we can make it in the live on this Saturday or something, and maybe a following Saturday. And if y'all like it by what you see, maybe after the first of the year, we could talk about doing a sew along. But I don't know how you feel about that, because I haven't set up a sew along since the first of the year, when we did the tumbling Tetris. There's this one. And there's 2 or 3 of them in here where it's just squares and rectangles and stuff. There's no triangles involved in it, so you don't have to think a lot. You just sew however many you want to sew together, and, you know, go from there on what size you want. There's one more on here I was going to show to you. Let me find it. there's this one called tic-tac-toe. Yeah, tic-tac-toe. Hold on. That one might be fun to make too. Okay. So did y'all enjoy the live tonight? I hope you did. Hey, Diana, how are you? Have I ever made a bargello? No. Do I want to make a bargello? Yes and no. And I'll answer the no part first. Everybody makes the same style bargello, and I don't know. It doesn't talk to me. And we all know that I make things that talk to me. But having said that, I have seen a few random bargellos that are different in how they look. The patterns, the way the movement of the color and stuff in the bargello is different. So I have kind of like put that on the back burner for right now, and I'm waiting till something kind of jumps out at me that I like. Crystal says that she made one that was scrappy, and maybe that's what it is. Is maybe I just need to make it scrappy to be liking it, because and that one, you know, it's the same design, and everybody makes it's different. Everybody's different, but it's still that same pattern. And I don't know. I can't explain myself with that. Maybe I'm just not ready to make one. Maybe that's what it is, because it looks pretty complicated. And that might be why I'm kind of shying away from it, because I know that I might foobar it, because I don't nest seams. I sew everything with the seam open currently, and you have to be able to nest seams on that bargello. And yeah. And Crystal says she doesn't like the wave thing. That's what I don't like about it. I don't like that wave. I want something that shows like a design, and to me, the wave is not a design. It's different. Please don't take this wrong, okay? I don't want to offend anyone by giving my opinion on something. And it's not really opinion. It just doesn't talk to me yet. And that's what the problem is. It's not talking to me. I am starting on the dragon fruit. That I might sew on a live. Sew some of the blocks. That's actually a good idea, because it's going to be for my granddaughter, and I could sew it on lives, because she's not going to watch my lives, not that I know of anyway. I don't think the only kid that watches my lives is my son. The two girls, not that I know of. I have that to do. I have that sugary dew that I really desperately need to be concentrating on, and I haven't. We have another PMQ coming up, and as y'all know, I signed up for the Phoenix, so that's going to happen. And I'm still doing Modern Maker as well, and there's going to be some pre-records coming out this week, 2 of them actually. And so stay tuned for that also. Do any of you have any questions that you want to ask me? Because I think it's about time to stop. And I hope I'll see you on Saturday. I was going to do a live tomorrow, but I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to make some pre-records and get them up and ready for you guys to see next week. At least 2 next week. Also, I am doing an interview Monday, a podcast interview with Kristen of Bella's Whisper Farmstead. And yes, I know this is not a quilting podcast. This is something different. And because I kind of have a liking to this kind of thing too. So she's agreed to do a interview with me, and we're going to talk about her farm and how she started it, and She does have a web page in there, or a YouTube channel, where she comes up with all kinds of great recipes and stuff. And I just thought it would be fun to do slightly something different. I'm not trying to move away from quilting. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just enhancing my channel a little bit, and write them down, then think about a schedule. Just a thought. That's actually a good idea, because I haven't. I'm going to be the first one to tell you something you probably didn't know. I have not planned anything this whole year. There's nothing set in stone on what I'm making and when I'm making it. And that might be why I keep getting in these little, I don't know, can we talk about that for a minute? I'm still learning about how to do my YouTube. I'm also still a quilt maker learner too. I'm still learning to build my skills. But one of the things I have not concentrated on, that maybe I need to learn to do this, and this might be something I need to learn to do this year, is learn how to better plan, have a plan of, let's make this quilt for so many, come up with a plan for a project and stick to that project. Don't come up with a bunch of extra things that go on the side, and make a list of the things I need to work on, along with trying to make something that you guys will want to participate in. And the other thing is I don't know what y'all want to do. I mean, y'all follow all of us, and I kind of feel like that. Aren't y'all saturated with so much stuff that you don't have time to do everybody's sew along? What's your opinion on that? I mean, I'm curious, how many projects do you do that are from other creators? I'm not asking who the creator is. I'm just asking, how many projects have you done this year that had to do with other creators? And because you've done that, you don't have time for other projects. Does that make sense? And yes, I will be on Sean's channel Saturday morning, because he and I do have a collaboration we're going to do that we're going to be talking to you guys about. We've been trying to plan this for a while now, and I think it's finally going to happen. But yeah, I think one of the things I need to work on is making a plan, because I don't have a plan. I haven't had a plan since the first day I made my first live. Y'all find that shocking? Crystal says, I do my own thing. I do not use any patterns ever. I see something I like and put it in my head, my own twist to it. Yeah. A lot of this stuff that I've been doing has been finding something I like and making it. Now, I have done 2 pattern tests this year. One of them was with Andrea, and I enjoyed the heck out of it. And I do every year, I do the Stronger Together quilt making project that happens in February, because I really love that project. So I've done it the last 3 years. We did the floating tetras at the beginning of the year together. I don't know how many. I have to go look in the group and see how many actually made that quilt, but I think there was at least 2. And yeah, so we did that. I've made a couple of motive flowers this year, and I'm going to turn around and give the second one away again, which means I'll have to make me another one. Then I'll keep it for a change. What else? And the PMQs. The PMQs, I am in such a mess with my PMQs right now. Not planning is sometimes better, Crystal said. Yeah, I have not planned anything. I just, the couple days before a live, I'm like, okay, let's do this. But I do think that doing a scrappy twice a month will be fun. Everybody get their scraps and come sew with me, and we create something out of it. Yep, she's mad because she got into the garbage can. That's why she's in there. She went into the bathroom and tore the garbage up. That's why I got up and left a minute ago, because I could hear her doing something. And when I walked in there, yeah, I have a mess to clean up. She does this when she's bored. Anyway, make sure that if you're planning to come to the New Year's 12-hour, and as I told you before, you do not have to stay the whole 12 hours. But if you want to win a prize, you have to go do that form. So go to my community tab and look for that post. You'll see a big banner that I made for that. And also it's over on my Facebook Greenland Quilter group as well. Make sure you do that form, because without it, you can't play. When 5 dogs sing, you know it. Yep, that's right. But I only have one right now, and she's not happy. Thank you for coming to my live, and I'll see you on Saturday morning and Saturday night. Now that I've thought of that, someone thought of that. Katy, you're right about following other creators. I have to give up some. I have to give some up. I follow only a few now. Picked you up from following Treasure Hearts with Eric. Oh my God, I love sewing with Eric. I would love to sew with him every freaking week if we could plan it, but he's so busy. And Melanie entered a, yeah, I see that. Thank you, Katy. This is terrific. Yeah. So I will try to do better on making some kind of plans. It's just, I feel like that maybe one of the things that I can do that would benefit everybody is to make blocks and do, show you how to make the block. And it's up to you whether you decide to make the block, but you're there to watch me make the block. And that way, and eventually I'll have enough blocks to turn into a quilt anyway. And when that happens, I just make the quilt on a live, and you'll see all those months of me making a block every month come together into something. And, someone might decide, well, oh, I like how she did that block. Now I'm going to make one, so I really think that making a few tutorials might be great. Just how to just take fabric and turn it into something, like use some half square triangles and 4 patches. Let's do do a pinwheel with 4 patches and make one block, anything like that. And just have fun with it. And then at the end of the year, we can turn it into a quilt, or I can turn mine into a quilt so you can see what I did. And also, I'm hoping to have enough blocks that are scrappy to turn into a quilt by the end of next year, because I want to make several of them. Crystal says she turned a few of her scrappy blocks into a rug for the bathroom. Wow. That's very cool. All right, what I'll do is I will give some more thought on what I want to do for next year, and maybe I can get it written down and put it in a blog for you guys to read. And actually, a blog is a good way of doing it because anyone can go read the blog. I can post the link on my community tab and also in my Facebook group and on Instagram. And when you randomly have 10 minutes, you can go read my what I plan on doing for next year. And maybe, because I feel like I need to deal with making a plan that's simple enough that anyone will want to come and watch. And secondly, I really need to do something about getting over this issue I have about moving back into the sewing room. We need to move back into the sewing room. I need to get over the trauma of it. And I mean, I've had all of y'all talking to me about it. My friends who know me have been talking to me about it. Everybody wants me to push through this thing I got going on about it. And it's not easy, you guys, when it triggers PTSD. I can't even put it into words what it's like. But I know that I can't keep going on this way and putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, because it's not fixing what the problem is. The problem is I need to get over it. Crystal says, change the room around and paint the walls. We definitely are changing the room around, definitely. And we have that new wall that used to be a window. But yeah, and that is something that this coming year, I'm going to really try my hardest to get in there and do something about that and get out of this room and in there. And also, having spent so much time with this behind me, this mandala that I made, I'm really thinking about moving that mandala into the sewing room too and have it as my backdrop, because it's beautiful. And when I see it on the camera, it just makes me happy looking at it. But yeah, so I need to work on that too. So any of you who stick by me with this, please stick around, because sooner or later I'll be back to my usual self, and we won't have me sitting here in tears right this minute thinking about it. Just thinking about it does that, and I don't know what to do about it. When you do what you enjoy, it comes off genuine and we learn more. Okay, great. Thank you for that. I appreciate that because I have fun doing this. I really love it. I'm still not good at it, but I'm getting there. And I'm proud of where I've come. And you guys have shown me that you like the channel because you come back, and these stats say that someone likes it. So it's because of you guys that it's succeeding, and I appreciate this from my heart. Thank you so much. So we'll see you this coming up Saturday with Sean, and Saturday night with me, and I'm hoping I can find someone to come sew with me. If any of you want to come sew with me, let me know. I love watching and learning from you. Do what makes you happy, and that's all that matters. Thank you. All right, so I better say goodnight because I keep talking. So remember to live, laugh, love, dream, and what do you do from that? You make something or create something. And I love you guys, and thank you for coming. See you on the next video, and good night. I love you too. I am not brave enough yet to put my face on video. Okay, that's fine. I understand. I never thought I would see myself doing this, that's for sure. All right, let me say goodnight. All right, good night, everyone, and have a good evening and a good tomorrow, Friday, and I'll see you on Saturday. Bye.